Ivan, MICE tourism is a critical segment for Sri Lanka tourism. We have done quite a lot of work on MICE in the past years, but I think that there's a lot more we can do and we are prepared to do. So MICE business is a huge industry globally, and I think that we have, in a way, I think, something different to offer than perhaps Dubai and Malaysia, Singapore, so on. What we have to offer is sort of a complete package, if you like, where you have the MICE business, where you combine it with leisure. Think of a country, I mean, there is no other country in the world that is so diverse, which is so authentic, if you like, as well as it is compact. So from a MICE tourism perspective, if you start from the beginning of the journey, booking a destination for MICE, that's where we appeal to all of you to help us to make the contacts globally as well as particularly in the region, the South Asia region. If you can have contacts with associations, event managers, wedding planners, etc., build joint ventures, partnerships, whatever, some kind of a arrangement if you can make to start preparing for next year, because MICE is something unlike tourism which people plan sort of well in advance, which we are aware of. So I think now, really now is the time to plan, to contact them, to pitch for this business. And Sri Lanka Convention Bureau is absolutely delighted to help all of you, whether it's to get approvals for a location or whether it is with regards to guidelines or whatever. We are more than happy to help you. And what we will do is, I mean, you know how we open tourism in a bio-bubble concept. So we can look at going forward to have a sort of a bio-bubble sort of convention for MICE area as well. With regards to marketing and promotion, we have already started sort of digital promotion. We will also have a focused approach to marketing for MICE because it doesn't need to be sort of that general. I think we should have a very focused approach to marketing for MICE. We appeal to you, all of you, to build those relationships. Then when they do arrive to Sri Lanka, about the visa, I mean, at the moment business visa price is different to tourist visa. So this results in MICE tourists also applying for a tourist visa. So we have actually done a cabinet paper. We are going ahead to request a few things. One is to have a separate visa for MICE, if possible, so that we can actually collect data for the industry, which is critical for you to have. Number two is to possibly have the same sort of visa fees so that there is no distinction. And number three is the possibility of having a separate counter at the immigration so that the MICE tourists could have a different kind of experience, because there are so many people who will be visiting at the same time. Whether it is MICE, whether it is, I look at it sort of in a broader sense, whether it is conventions or whether it is weddings and all that. So that is something that we are working on, and I expect we would have some success with that. With regards to, do we have capacity? Do we have enough capacity? At the moment we have big halls and so on, but I think some capacity requirement is needed going forward, considering the potential of the market. So I think Port City could be an opportunity. Of course, it will take a few years. So these are areas that we could work together with you, whether it's a public-private partnership, whether we can look at going forward, whether we look at Hambantota, which has about 1,000, 1,400 capacity. So these are areas that we can sort of work with you and try to sort of build this business. I have to tell you that Sri Lanka tourism really sees MICE as a very, very critical segment. And even when there were restrictions made during the COVID pandemic, we stood for you, and we approached health as well, even to permit to have events and so on. So we have been your voice, and we will continue to be your voice, because we feel that the MICE area encompasses a lot of people. It encompasses people who are a little bit older, particularly also the youth, women who participate in this area. And this is something personally for me also, I mean, it's something close to me as well. And so I think that gives opportunity for women in particular to work in this industry, because it could be part-time, it could be flexi-time, it has a lot of creativity involved. So I think that this is a segment that is a huge focus for us. And I think that together with all of you, and possibly if we could talk to some international funding agencies as well to support us in this, I think together with you, we would build this business, particularly in the South Asia market, but not restricted to that. And I personally give you my 100% commitment to build this area, and looking forward to working with you and having a good action plan and plan for MICE going forward. Please work together with the Sri Lanka Conventions Bureau. We have a very able team. They are really energetic. They are going to have the digital promotion campaign. We are going to have a virtual trade show for all of you, and you all can participate in that. I think the future is virtual, whether we like it or not, and I think it's cost effective. It has the reach that we can normally not get, as well as particularly you can help the SMEs and middle market people who are unable to sort of visit countries, and you won't have access to that level. So what we will do is we will have a virtual trade show that all the hotels, the convention halls, anyone who's involved in MICE and events could get involved. And MICE is something that has entertainers, it has performers, it has photographers, it has camera people, it has flowers. It is an industry, it encompasses everything of Sri Lanka really. And MICE can be, for me, I see it as, the voice of Sri Lanka. Because you will be showing cultural shows, you will be showing performances, you will be taking them all over the country, right? So please work with Convention Bureau. They have loads of plans in store, not just plans, but plans that they will actually implement. And personally, I'm involved, and you have an amazing team there. So I invite you all to talk to them and work with them and embrace technology. I think that's probably going to be the way forward. So thank you so much.